What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here, and welcome to our daily show where we discuss the fourth stimulus check updates, the two new upcoming packages. Part one, the physical infrastructure package, which is $1.2 trillion, and then part two, which will come immediately after the $3.5 trillion stimulus package, which will be the largest stimulus package ever or yet to date. And we have major breaking news on those, as well as what is going on in our country today and in Washington, D.C. Major breaking news all around the country here today, as well as a major bill passed. Crazy news going on here today. I don't even know where to start. So let's just jump right in. If you're new to the channel and you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to subscribe down below. I'm going to keep you up to date with everything stimulus related, as well as what is going on in our country. Don't forget to hit the like button for us. Remember, we have new videos coming out here on our channel every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. First, we're going to go to New York, where we have a major announcement from New York Governor Andrew Cuomo. Breaking news. Check this out.
And everything I have ever done has been motivated by that love. And I would never want to be unhelpful in any way. And I think that given the circumstances, the best way I can help now is if I step aside and let government get back to governing. And therefore, that's what I'll do. Because I work for you. And doing the right thing is doing the right thing for you. Because as we say, it's not about me, it's about we. Kathy Hochul, my lieutenant governor, is smart and competent. This transition must be seamless. We have a lot going on. I'm very worried about the Delta variant, and so should you be. But she can come up to speed quickly, and my resignation will be effective in 14 days.
So yes, that was an excerpt of former, I guess still current governor of New York, Andrew Cuomo's resignation speech after an investigation from the New York Attorney General has found that he has harassed multiple women, and he has just given his resignation speech that he will be resigning in 2 weeks. So he has just given his resignation speech, and he will be resigning in 14 days. Yeah, this comes after he initially said he would not resign, but his own fellow Democrats from the state of New York basically said that he would be impeached if he didn't resign. So, he pretty much chose to resign here today, and in 14 days, he will officially resign. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Okay, next up, let's move to the Senate floor, where they are in the voting process of Part 1, the physical infrastructure package. We will go to Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer on the Senate floor. Here we go.
It's been a long and winding road, but we have persisted, and now we have arrived. There were many logs in our path, detours along the way, but the American people will now see the most robust injection of funds into infrastructure in decades. In a few moments, the Senate will pass the bipartisan infrastructure bill, dedicating over $1 trillion to strengthen every major category of our country's physical infrastructure. It's been a long time in coming. Our economy is #1 in the world, but infrastructure ranks number 13. You'll find better roads, bridges, airports, broadband in the United Arab Emirates than in the United States of America. Today, the Senate takes a decades overdue step to revitalize America's infrastructure and give our workers, our businesses, our economy the tools to succeed in the 21st century. The bill will make large and significant differences in both productivity and job creation in America for decades to come. To my colleagues particularly the group of 10, then 11, then 22, who worked so hard in a bipartisan way. Congratulations, congratulations on a job well done. Thank you to our committee chairs and ranking members whose expertise was required at several stages, and to the staff who sacrificed weekends, family gatherings, and most often sleep in order to finish this bill. Thank you. Can we have order, Mr. President? Thank you. Thank you to President Biden and his team at the White House. President Biden has been in office for only 7 months, and already the Senate is about to pass the first major infrastructure package in over a decade on a bipartisan basis, with his complete and total involvement.
Okay, and next here is the vote on the Senate floor.
On this vote, the yeas are 69, the nays are 30. The bill as amended is passed.
So yes, the bipartisan infrastructure package, around $1.2 trillion here today, passed part one with actually 19 Republican senators voting yes and all 50 Democrats voting yes as well from the Senate. The bill will now move to the House of Representatives, although the plan is, at least tentatively, things could change, although they're not expected to, is that House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says the House will not vote on it, although there are some Democrats that says they want to just vote on it and get it out of the way, although it is not expected to happen that way. It is expected to wait in the House, and then they're now expected to start voting on the next part, which is part two, in the Senate while the House waits to vote on part one in the House. Remember, they have to pass it in the House and the Senate and then send them to the president to pass any bill. Okay, so what is expected to happen next is the Senate is expected to start the voting process on the next stimulus package, the $3.5 trillion stimulus package, which will be the largest stimulus package ever. So in comparison, the second stimulus check package was less than $1 trillion. It was like $960 billion. The first stimulus package was $2.3 trillion. And the third stimulus check package was $1.9 trillion. This fourth stimulus package has been announced at $3.5 trillion. Now, could be negotiated up, could be negotiated down a little bit either way. But at this point, it has been announced at the largest price tag ever. So really, there's enough money in there for pretty much everything and the kitchen sink. Now, things will be negotiated up or down. Things will be negotiated in and out, literally up until the last moment. Remember that on the second stimulus check package, they actually wrote the bill without the second stimulus check in there. And it was Senator Bernie Sanders and, at the time, Republican Senator Josh Hawley who demanded that the second stimulus checks be added in there. They actually wrote the bill without the second stimulus checks in there. This was all the way back to last December. And they had to actually change the bill and add the second stimulus checks in there and take the money away, $160 billion, from these states and cities. Also, the third stimulus check package, pretty much the same kind of thing happened. They actually wrote the bill, the House of Representatives passed it, and then the Senate changed the bill significantly. They actually had to remove the $15 an hour minimum wage provision because there wasn't enough votes. They were actually going to overrule the Senate parliamentarian. Senate parliamentarian said that minimum wage couldn't be added in there, but they actually voted to overrule her. They just didn't have enough votes. They only had 42 votes. They also added in the $10,200 unemployment tax-free provision that millions of Americans ended up getting an extra several $100s to several $1,000s tax-free provision on unemployment earnings. That is something that could be added into this next stimulus package. It basically makes the first $10,200 of unemployment earnings for last year tax-free. They could do that for unemployment earnings this year. It is one of the things on the block. Of course, as well as stimulus checks for this next package could be added in. Child tax credits are on the block. Adult tax credits Remember, stimulus checks themselves are actually tax credits. The official name for a stimulus check is an advanced refundable tax credit. Even if you don't file taxes, a stimulus check is still considered a tax credit on a tax return, even if you don't file a tax return. So I know that gets a little bit confusing. So let's go back to Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer on what is going to happen next with part two, the next stimulus package, the $3.5 trillion reconciliation process. Now, remember that the Democrats are going to pass this next package through the reconciliation process, which means they will only need 50 votes in the Senate. It'll be a 50-50 tie. The 50 Democrats are likely going to vote yes. 50 Republicans are likely going to vote no. And then the tiebreaker vote, the 51st vote, will go to the Vice President of the United States, which happens to be Kamala Harris, who is a Democrat, for the 51st vote. This is exactly the same process that happened in the third stimulus check package. Same thing happened. All the Democrats voted yes. All the Republicans voted no on the third stimulus check package, and that is exactly how the Democrats passed the third stimulus check package as well.
Of course, we Democrats believe we need to do much more. The bipartisan infrastructure bill is a very significant bill, but our country has other very significant, very important challenges. Working families need help. Small businesses need a leg up. Climate change threatens the future of our planet. Our tax code needs to be straightened out. Other parts of our infrastructure, not addressed in this bipartisan bill, still need focus, attention, and help. So to my colleagues who are concerned that this does not do enough on climate, for families, and making corporations and the rich pay their fair share, we are moving on to a second track, which will make generational transformation in these areas. Once this bill is complete, the Senate will immediately turn to the second track in our two-track strategy, passing a budget resolution that will unlock historic investments in American jobs, American families, and the fight against climate change. The two-track strategy is proceeding full steam ahead. At its core, the Democratic budget, both parts, is about restoring the middle class in the 21st century and giving more Americans the opportunity to get there. Too many in the middle class are worried about their futures. The sunny American optimism has turned into a sourness, an anger, a divisiveness in the land. Bold, transformative action on both traditional infrastructure and on helping families, middle-class families cope, and on climate will restore that bright, sunny optimism that has been part of this American psyche for centuries. At its core, what we want to do is this. We want to, thank you, Mr. Chairman. At the core, what we want to do is this. We want to cut taxes for American families. We want to create millions of jobs while tackling the climate crisis. And we want to pay for it by making corporations and the wealthy finally pay their fair share. After we pass the bipartisan infrastructure bill this morning, senators should expect to vote to proceed to the budget resolution. And we will begin the process for debating amendments shortly thereafter. Democrats are prepared to move quickly and decisively through the amendment process so we can finish what we set out to do before the end of the work period. The longer it takes to finish, the longer the Senate will be in session. At the start of July, I set two ambitious goals for this chamber before our August recess. One was to pass a bipartisan infrastructure bill to boost our economy, something the Senate has not achieved in many years. And this is a strong and bold accomplishment. The second was to pass a budget resolution with the kinds of transformative changes I've mentioned.
Yeah, so let me know your thoughts there. I mean, they have literally passed part one in the Senate. Again, it's going to go to the House, and the House will deal with that at some point here in the future. I think, again, from what I what everything they have said. I think the House is going to wait on that to vote. I think the House is going to wait to have the Senate pass Part 1 and Part 2, the next stimulus package. So we're going to see how this unfolds here. So I think they're going to start voting on the initial portions of. Remember, this voting goes in stages, as you know. If you've been watching the show, you know that they had several votes on the Part 1. Same thing is going to happen with Part 2. So I will keep you up to date here with all this voting process on Part 2, the next stimulus package. And we're going to kind of see how this unfolds, what details come about on Part 2. And it was kind of interesting what he said there. Kind of reminds me of this quote by Bernie Sanders here. You can see here on the screen. You think that I'm giving away free stuff, says Bernie Sanders. Wrong. I'm just suggesting that your tax dollars get used for valuable public services instead of wasting billions of dollars on Wall Street bailouts, oil wars, and corporate subsidies. Because it's the billionaires who are getting the free stuff. And Chuck Schumer, Senate Majority Leader, there kind of reinitiated there, reiterated on that there. Instead of basically having corporations paying 0% tax, we have a lot of corporations because of tax loopholes and everything. They basically get away with 0% tax or 1% tax or 2% tax by the time all is said and done on billions and billions of dollars. They're going to change that in this next package. And yeah, I mean, they're literally going to change that through. We don't know the details on all this yet. That's what's going to come about in this next package in Part 2. They're going to change that through probably several different ways, and they're also going to change it on people that make over $400,000. They're going to raise tax on them too. So, and basically, they're just going to shift it. They're going to make those people pay more tax, and they're basically going to give extra tax credits to children and to adults that are lower income. And remember, tax credit is basically the same form of a check. If you're getting those child tax credits right now, you basically understand that it's basically a check from the government. They're also saying that adults are going to get an adult tax credit in this next package, which again, a stimulus check is a tax credit. So we are not fully sure of what is going to be in this next packet. Are they going to be stimulus checks? Are they going to be tax credits? Are there going to be stimulus checks and tax credits like there were in the last package? So we're going to start to see some of those details kind of come out here probably pretty soon. Remember, in the last package, there was $1,400 stimulus checks for adults, $1,400 stimulus checks for children, $1,400 stimulus checks for adult dependents and college students who didn't even receive stimulus checks from stimulus check 1 and 2. And there was those child tax credits of $3,000 to $3,600 per children on top of the child tax credits. They're saying there's going to be child tax credits and adult tax credits in this next package. And remember that this package is larger than any of the first 3 stimulus check packages. So, I don't know what is exactly going to be in this package, but we're going to be finding out soon. And remember, the Democrats themselves are the one that have been vying for stimulus checks to be in this next package. So yeah, that kind of goes back to all these articles right here. President Biden is open to a 4th stimulus check, apparently. 4th stimulus check, White House says possible payments up to Congress. 4th stimulus check, over 80 lawmakers now support further direct payments to Americans. Meet the 28 lawmakers from the Senate who want stimulus checks monthly recurring payments in Biden's infrastructure package. Detroit Representative Rashida Tlaib introduces bill for $2,000 one-time stimulus check, followed by $1,000 monthly recurring payments. For stimulus checks, Senator Ed Markey and Elizabeth Warren pushed President Joe Biden for $2,000 monthly stimulus checks. So I don't know if the Democrats are the ones that are saying this. And I mean, we have all these different articles. Over 80 different Democrats now support further direct payments. They better include it because they're the ones pushing for this. Not me. I'm just reporting to you what the Democrats are pushing for. The Democrats are the ones that are going to pass this next payment. So, as I said, tweet your Democrats, tweet your representatives, tweet your senators. Remind them that they're the ones that have been calling for this. So make sure that they include this, child tax credits, adult tax credits, Social Security raises, anything that you want in this next package, now is the time to remind them that they're the ones talking about this and to make sure that they include this in this next package. Because now is going to be the time that they're going to be deciding, they're going to be going through this amendment process and including the stuff in this next package. So don't miss out on any videos at this point. I will keep you up to date. Also, make sure to share this video with your friends and family so that they know about this next stimulus package coming out. It's the largest stimulus package yet to date, and most people do not even know that it's coming out. You can click this top video here to watch my newest stimulus check video next. And this video is how President Biden wants to raise Social Security benefits. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.